Rapid Team. Rapid Team B.
Keep watching.
Keep it meltdown.
Leave it like that.
All right, welcome back and thanks for staying with us. You're still tuning to Rapid Dawn on Rapid TV. And yes, we're the last lap of Rapid Dawn for this morning. 7 o'clock up until this time has been an amazing lineup of programs that I know you did enjoy. I haven't been alone in the studio. Of course, my name is Martha Alu. You can call me Martha. Never alone. I've got...
My name is Victor. Okay, of course, it's good to have you back on Rapid Dawn. We're so excited for the 9 o'clock hour, where we'll get to take you through this conversation. You can see the topic already, the International Day of Parliamentarism. And that conversation is something that really you want to be part of.
Absolutely.
Lots of questions we want to ask. Of course, lots of answers you will also get today.
All right. Now, the 30th of June every year is the International Day of Parliamentarism. I did right. Now, it was set by the UN to recognize the role of parliaments in democracy. And to commemorate that, we're having this conversation with, should I say young parliamentarians? Are you old parliamentarians? All right, we have young parliamentarians seated right here in the studio with us. Now, I'll start with the person right close to me, who is Akan Edet Etienne. And I've got Honorable Ridwan Ahmed. Honorable is your name. You're all honorables.
Yes.
Of course. My bad. Honorable Akan Edet Etienne. And I've got Honorable Ridwan Ahmed Badri. And he is the majority leader and member representing Nasarawa West Nigerian Youth Parliament. Thank you so much for joining us today. What's with the white? You guys didn't give us the memo. I'm telling you, I would have put on white. So we will all look white on onset. All right. Thank you so much for joining us on the show today. Now, I always like to start from the basics, the real basics, where people get to understand exactly what the day is about. So what exactly does it mean to be a parliamentarian? First off, and beyond passing bills, wearing a bad... I'm sorry. What's the core responsibility of parliamentarians? What do you guys do?
Well, Parliament, in government,
right?
There is the executive, there is the legislative, and then there is the judiciary. Well, we, the young parliamentarians, we are the legislators, we are the lawmakers, you understand? And our responsibility as young people, well, the Nigerian Youth Parliament is an avenue, like it's a training ground for, really young people to have an intake on what the parliamentary setting is all about. So it won't be that we're just going into the parliament for the first time and then everything is being new to us. So the Nigerian Youth Parliament is just like a training ground for aspiring politicians and for young people to have an insight on what the legislative body is all about, on how they do pass bills, on how we can also bring our quota to the development of the country, because really young people take I think 70 or 60% of the country. So we are the youth representative, and we do as much as we can to our reach to make sure that we protect the interests of the youth, and we try and amplify, the voices of the youth.
Okay, absolutely. So what's the core responsibility of the parliament? Do you have a core responsibility in the larger house?
Well, our responsibility is to, make laws.
Okay.
And not really make laws as a lawyer. Yeah. That's like the judiciary part. But then we do set the standards, and whenever, I'm giving you this maybe for the Senate or the House of Representatives, whenever the president wants to do something, it has to pass, through the Senate or through the House of Representatives for them to get the approval. Well, as I said earlier, the youth parliament is a training ground, and we as the parliamentarians, we have that opportunity for us to be able to, be members of committees in the Nigerian Senate. So we are already part of the Senate. We're a replica of the Senate already, but now we are part of the Senate, and we're gaining experiences on how the legislative body is all about.
Okay. So the kaftan comes with also. All right.
Now, you talked about trainings, basically, where the youth parliament is a training ground, basically. Let me come to you, Honorable Khan. Who trains you? Who trains the youth parliamentarians?
Well, basically, as my colleague said, the Nigerian Senate, the Nigerian National Assembly as a whole.
Okay.
So the youth parliament is a training ground. We'd like to use that word. So what we do is the sixth session, we've been privileged enough to be members of the Senate committees within the National Assembly structure. So it's a way of us understanding how the system works, committee meetings, oversights, how to do legislative drafting. It's little things like that. So that is basically how we get our training.
Okay. Now, there's this concept, basically the average Nigerian thinks that the parliament is where nothing is done, except when it comes to sharing of money. Is that correct?
It's a common misconception. Most people always see the parliament as they have to sit every time. The National Assembly structure goes beyond just sitting. Their committee works. So I would give an example of, I would not name specific committees, but there are certain committees where they do oversight. Committees that will do oversight, it will help you to understand, they would go to understand what's going on within the system. So if I want to pick, like, say, Committee of Works. Committee of Works works 12 months a year, 365 days.
Okay.
Committees consist of average civil servants plus senators themselves. So these committees are supposed to have oversights. What are the issues? What can we do to make things better? So it's part of the system of the National Assembly. It's one of the core areas of the National Assembly, more than sittings. People tend to see the National Assembly as a place where people sit. But committee works are also very vital. There are other aspects of the National Assembly too that makes the place what it is, not just a place to share money. As people
Okay, so let's talk a bit about that misconception, right? A lot of Nigerians don't feel connected to the parliament. A lot of Nigerians.
Yeah.
Okay, and they don't know. They know the president, but when you ask them who's their rep, they don't know.
Truly.
Like it's really quiet. So why do you think that the legislative arm remains one of the most misunderstood?
Well, in my opinion, I would believe that it has to do with there's a communication gap. I don't want to say miscommunication, but there's a communication gap. So the National Assembly probably has not been able to express its mandates in clear terms, and also most Nigerians do not necessarily understand it. I would also like to say that most Nigerians don't really want to understand it beyond the idea of how they're sharing money. Because one of the quotes I tend to hold there is a quote where if you want to hide something, put it in a book. The National Assembly has their laws. It really is not hard to find it, to read, to understand what they do, but people don't want to. They want to be spoon-fed. And most times that's where the communication gap comes. So the National Assembly does a lot, but I would not know why people do not know. I would not really want to throw blames. So I stand in the middle.
You just say something.
Well, the truth is always bitter, but Nigerians don't want to know much about what the National Assembly are doing. The average Nigerian doesn't seem to go beyond what he sees on the social media. People just cut short clips and then post it in social media, and then after you come online and start criticizing the government, whereby there is already live stream of the plenary sessions. So why don't you go and hear what is happening? If a Nigerian is going to see a video of the senators passing bills in plenary, they're going to skip it. But if they are going to see a video of the Senate president shouting at someone, they will wait and watch it and laugh. So how do they like?
But the truth is, you cannot take away the fact that you see, these things are the ripple effect of what had happened before. I like to use the word ripple effect because most times we don't understand what our actions, the consequence of our actions almost immediately. There's been like a precedent of these people disappointing Nigerians, these people acting out of frame, out of character. And so that's like the most immediate thing you expect of them. So now that we have found, or you guys, not we, now that you guys have found yourself in this position, because the truth is, whether or not these people remain there, and you young parliamentarians who are being trained to fill up these positions as well, you will still face the same backlash. You will still face the same attitude from Nigerians and from the Nigerian people. How are you guys working towards changing that narrative? Because you cannot deny the fact that it didn't come from just anywhere. It came from somewhere. It came from experiences that the people have had with the parliament and with the house. So how do you guys plan on sweeping that and creating a new identity for yourself?
Well, firstly, the Nigerian Youth Parliament is already doing something on that.
Okay.
When the Nigerian Youth Parliament was established in 2008, it was just for Nigeria. It was just a national, parliament. But then the Nigerian Youth Parliament is already establishing state youth parliaments.
Okay.
You understand? State youth parliament in the sense that this same training ground will apply to people, in the state. And when we are able to achieve that, we can even go down to doing a replica of the councillors. We can go down to doing that. So already we are establishing, a training ground for the youths. But then, average Nigerian has a problem. If you were to go and tell this guy, yeah, you're a member of the Nigerian Youth Parliament and you need advice, what's your problem, what are the challenges you are facing, this person will look at you and feel like you're just disturbing him. You can't do anything about the hardship he's facing. So if the Nigerians cannot sanitize their heart, cannot, be able to, see someone as a person who maybe can do one or two things to make the livelihood of the average Nigerian better, then it's a problem, because maybe you might know the person before he gets to the place he is. But if someone can do something, or someone is in a position where he can do something to improve the livelihood, even if it's not you, but the problems you are facing, for someone to come and ask you what are the problems you are facing, he knows what he's doing. He's not asking you for money. He's not asking you for votes. He's just asking you what are the problems you're facing. They will just laugh and this guy just want to do propaganda. That's what the average Nigerian always tend to focus on, and it's a problem for us as a country. It's a big problem for us.
Not to defend this attitude, but you follow through presidential. I love presidential debates, where I love when these guys talk about their manifestos and all the beautiful plans they have when they come to office. Vote me, I'm going to do this. You don't see 30% of those things that they say being done. So why exactly should I now say, you ask me what my problem is? I'm going to think you want to just laugh at me. You're asking me my problem. Have you solved any of the problems? Because I think that these things, again, don't come from just anywhere. There's a track record. There's a trajectory of failed promises. They haven't been met. You promise them this, that. You get into office. You don't do it. How about you start from the ones that have already been listed out to you, that you know, as a young parliamentarian, I know that you know the areas that are not currently working, the areas that can be done. Don't you think sorting that out first before looking for fresh data on what, because newer problems emerge every day. Through policies, through ideologies, creation of whatever the government deems or feels necessary. New problems come up every day. How about you solve the age-long ones before getting into collecting data for newer ones?
Okay. So I think to answer that, I would have to start with another common misconception.
Okay.
Most speak to the manifesto you mentioned earlier.
Okay.
Most Nigerians, as he said earlier, the truth is bitter, and most Nigerians don't really like to hear the truth.
What's the truth?
Because if a candidate comes, the truth is a lot of things need time to work.
Okay.
So for example, now I'm a presidential aspirant and I come and tell you the actual truth. Okay, to take me so and so time to do this, not as what people say. Nobody will take you seriously. This one is it's telling the truth. You need to, what's the word to use? You need to clean certain things.
Okay.
So that is probably what has led to the ripple effects that you spoke about.
Yeah.
So, but moving forward, I would always expect the fact that most Nigerians too would have to understand that certain things do not get. There's no quick fix for a lot of our issues. That's for one. If you want to mix that to parliamentarians, the National Assembly, or most Nigerians do not understand that. The National Assembly also has very specific rules
Okay.
within development. And most of the rules has to do with probably passing bills. And I'll give an example. I think the last Senate, the last session, they had a lot of bills that were passed. They had a lot of constitutional reviews. The last Senate had constitutional reforms that were done. But as, again, majority of citizens did not follow through. A lot of these things did not pass through the next stage. So it passes through the National Assembly, goes down to state assemblies. A lot of the constitutional reforms ended at state houses of assemblies. They did not go through.
Okay.
Most of them are starting again in this session. So we need to understand our system
Okay.
and how a lot of things will not be fixed overnight, it will not be fixed in a year, it's not be fixed in 2 years, because there are roadblocks that if we follow through to the end, it might work, but if we don't, a lot of things will close with silence.
Yeah.
But
Now, you've mentioned system, right? But before we get to system, let me come to you, because you've seen it as a Nigerian problem so much. I say Nigerians have this problem, you know.
we are all Nigerians.
Yeah, but let's talk about efficiency and effectiveness of the youth parliament. How effective have you been as a body, as an organization, first of all, to even educate the Nigerian people that you think has a problem? How much of you do the Nigerian people know? And how can we even get a function with you as a youth parliament,
Well, first of all, the youth parliament has been able to, pass a lot of bills. I'll mention two. The amnesty of the Niger Delta is a bill passed by the Nigerian Youth Parliament.
Okay.
The Not Too Young to Run bill was a bill passed by the Nigerian Youth Parliament. So these are things that we've been able to do, not really my session. We were just inaugurated, 4 months back. So it's still a work in progress. We're still trying to, push for to do some things and to bring our own quota to the development of the country. But the Nigerian Youth Parliament has been able to, pass some bills for the betterment of the, country. The problems we are facing in the Niger Delta region. The Nigerian Youth Parliament intervention should be something applaudable. But the people, I think we're not getting the recognition we deserve.
Okay.
We are not getting the recognition.
So have you put yourself out there, first of all, for people to know? Because when you talked about even the Not Too Young to Run bill, now when we talk about that, we're going to get down to former President Muhammadu Buhari's administration, and we're going to say he is the one that passed the bill, not the youth parliament. So it is not that visible. So my question again is, how have you made yourself visible and effective for Nigerians to know that a body like the youth parliament exists in Nigeria for Nigerians?
Well, how the bill is being passed by the Nigerian Youth Parliament, someone has to raise the motion,
of course,
and it will pass through the Ministry of Youth, and then the Ministry of Youth will take it to the National Assembly. That's how it works. So people tend to think that it was something that was championed by the National Assembly.
Because we don't know.
That's the thing. That's the thing, because you don't know. But why I said we're not getting the recognition we do deserve, if we're, going to, as youth, we represent, as I said, 70% of the citizens of this country. So in a normal country, Nigeria is a normal country.
Right.
But in a well-civilized country, the youth parliament should be able to, be on its own. Not really on its own with the support of the government. It's a training ground, but still, we should be able to pass our bills without it following a long chain of processes. You understand? So if we're able to get that, then we still need the mentoring of the Ministry of Youth. But there is a difference. The Ministry of Youth is the executive body.
Yes.
Well, they do pass it to the National Assembly, but then the National Assembly will take our glory.
Take our glory.
But if we can get that as a body or as an organization, then I think the youth will know that they have a representative.
Okay.
And because it's not election,
Okay.
For me in my senatorial district, they do know that I'm representing them.
Okay.
Because I'm doing what I can to show them that I am representing them.
Okay.
In Nasarawa State, we have Nasarawa South and Nasarawa North.
Okay.
All of us are active. And a lot of senatorial districts like that. I don't know where you're from, but how I can give you the name of your representative so you know the person, and if it's not working, then we can charge him for not working.
Drag his shit.
But I think him not working is a problem for the senatorial district, because the youths have to know that they have a representative, and that's why we're there. Because we are closer to the youths than maybe our senators or our representative members. They are just like our friends. Thank you.
All right. Now, I'll ask you a question that cuts across young parliaments and the old parliament. I didn't want to call them that. But the young and the old parliament. Now, is the Nigerian parliament truly independent? I know that you've talked about some of the challenges that you face, that the long chain that your bills have to pass through before they're being actually, taken to the House and passed into law and what have you. Now, are lawmakers still at the mercy of party politics and godfatherism? Do you think that's probably why some of these things that happen in the parliament happens?
Nigerian Youth Parliament is a non-partisan organization.
I get it.
It's a non-partisan organization. There we don't have any party. I remember with ADP, APC, you're just there for the youth.
Okay.
And that's what we're there for, amplifying the voices of the youth and championing, the cause of the youths. And that's our main reason of being there. We don't have a party. We might have a party that we do support, but when you're in the parliament, you have no problem with any party.
But this is just for young parliaments.
Yes. Going back to the National Assembly, I'm not a member. I'm not a senator or a member, so I don't know the problem.
But you just said that you're being mentored. You said they are our friends.
Yes, you said that.
So don't I? You're my friend. Don't I know what's going on with you?
Not the members or our friends.
Okay.
I mean the youths that
Okay,
we are
the
close
youths.
to.
Oh,
Yes, those are our friends.
But your mentors. Okay. Classic example. You are being raised by somebody. It just means that the values that the person has is being transferred to you. That's what mentorship is about. Young parliamentarians are a reflection of what the old people do, right? So, whether you like it or not, or whether you're trying to be diplomatic about your answer or not, you know what is being done within the House. Because again, that's the idea of having you guys, right? So, you might not want to answer about the mercy of politics and godfatherism, but do you see that as something that might play in your training? Because you're also being trained to take a seat at the larger house. That's where you hope to be eventually, right? Do you think that the youth that constitute this parliament are people who will be able to move to the house and make tremendous marks? Do you get the question?
Yeah, I can go on.
Actually, I'm trying to. It's a technical question, but to be very honest, it's not something that would. I don't know how to put the term.
You want to be diplomatic?
You have to be diplomatic.
I get it.
So, but no, it's not going to impact our training because, in my own personal opinion, the youth parliament, the Nigerian youth parliament, the training ground, they are not training us on party politics. They are training us on what do you call it? The assembly system. So I do not believe we would go and embrace party politics as our own training. We would focus on what we're there to do.
But you want to be in the house.
And you will need the party.
And you will need the party
to get into the house.
To get into the house.
When we get to that bridge, we'll cross.
That's double standard.
Exactly. That's a
double standard. That's a double standard.
Yes.
I want to give you the training, but I don't want to give you the whole training.
Well, again, it depends on the context you're looking at it as. For example, again, I would use the most obvious one. The National Assembly is there to pass bills.
Okay.
They're not there to play party politics.
But
They're there to pass.
they play it
but
anyways.
Unfortunately, sometimes.
Oh, they're not supposed to.
Party politics is not supposed to be played within the National Assembly.
Okay.
There's no party, there's no A and B. You're supposed to be there for bills and motions.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, the Nigerian Youth Parliament, our training is specifically based on understanding that system,
Okay.
not party politics.
Party
So that's why
politics.
it's always very important that we emphasize that we're a non-partisan organization. So anything that involves partisan politics is unfortunately not in our purview. So we might see it, but we dodge it because that's not part of our
I
training.
want to poke you, but when
Yeah, truly, because still talking about party affiliation, because it's something that we need to basically clear up. As much as you've said that young parliamentarians, do not play party politics, but in the larger picture, for you to be in the parliament as a member of the National Assembly eventually, you would need to have a party affiliation, correct? So you need to belong to a party, and then you get your ticket from the party, get voted into the House, correct?
To be represented.
Now you said when you get to that bridge, you will cross it. Now, when you don't have that training of party politics, which, whether we like it or not, is an important part,
Absolutely.
integral part of making sure that the parliament even works. If you look at most of the parties we have in Nigeria, they lack ideology. Maybe let me take it from that angle. They lack ideology, basically. But again, if you must be a member of the parliament in the larger scale, you must have to be get affiliated to a party. So how do you cross that bridge when you don't have that training. Now?
Okay, that's for me.
But yeah, both of you can take it.
Anybody?
Allow my
Okay,
yes.
life is a learning process.
Okay.
What you don't learn from school, secondary school, you learn it in the university. If you don't learn partisan politics in the youth parliament, then maybe when you go far in life, because we expect you to go far with our training. If you go far, then you're surely going to learn more. And one thing is, our president is doing wonderful in trying to exclude partisan politics in his administration. If you can see, the minister of the FCT is a member of the PDP, and he's one of the most active ministers in Nigeria. You can't take that away from him.
Active how?
He's one of the most performing ministers, if not the most performing ministers in Nigeria. Currently, he is, and that's to show you that the president is not really more focused on party. He's more focused on someone who will bring change, someone who will change the narrative, someone who will bring development to the country.
Genuinely think that.
I genuinely think that.
Have you heard the term Hurricane Tinubu, where we have more, people moving down to the APC, basically? And if you also look at the number of appointments, how many of the APC members will you see there lesser than other persons from the other parties?
It's just one man.
Wait, that is a common misconception.
Okay.
Again, it boils back to the fact that I like to use that word. People don't try to go back to understand the country we live in. Between the years 1999 to 2007, you were about to talk about a one-party state, right? If you try to remember, the country was almost a one-party state by then. There was only one or two states that were not members of PDP. So we have to be very careful with some of the terminologies that we use. It is not necessarily that the president is trying to make the APC, everybody join the APC before you get something. That doesn't work. I've not seen that. I don't believe that is so.
Wow.
No, it's the honest truth. Because there are people that are leaving the APC too. So I think the attention is more on people that are probably joining the APC than those who are leaving the APC, because it's almost like death and birth. For every child or anybody that dies, somebody that is born. So we should be more concerned about the impact on governance than the party politics, which again boils back to the answer again.
You see, when they are talking about the impact, right? That's where I sort of have a problem. It's not really. I have a problem actually, because we are looking at one thing that a person has done to give him the name of one of the best performing ministers. The only thing that I think or I have seen this person do is infrastructural developments. There's human capital developments. There's boosting the economy of the FCT.
Yeah.
There are many other angles that a person can touch to become. For someone to bear that name, it's a holistic thing. It's not about building up structures.
Right.
Structures are excellent. They're beautiful. How about the humans that are made to maintain the structures? You abandon the humans and then you build the structures.
Yeah.
Don't you think there is like an imbalance in the mode of operation of this person? Because when we come out to say he's the best performing minister, what are the metrics that you use to judge that person? Because as far as I'm concerned, it's just infrastructural development I see with this person. I have not. You have heard the story of the primary, not a story. You have seen the protests everywhere about primary school students.
Well,
Out of school.
I don't think that's the responsibility of the
nursery?
minister. It's the responsibility
Of the what?
council chairman.
No.
I mean,
If Nigeria goes bad, right?
Yeah.
You are young parliamentarians. There's the House. There are ministers. There are governors. But Tinubu is not performing well. You want
call
to
the president.
blame it on the federal government, right?
Okay.
But if the FCT is not doing well, the FCT minister takes the fall for it. Why? He's supposed to put strategies in place to ensure that these things work. And if for 3 straight months, this is not the first time those children are home.
Nope.
Since last year, there's been complaints of them being out of school. If for that period of time, the minister has not been able to solve the problem, I don't think it's the problem of the councillors. I think it's the problem of the minister.
Well, if let me just question the question here.
Okay, let's hear it.
If you maybe are working for a different TV channel, and then you see that Rapid TV is doing a great work, are you going to join Rapid TV, or you're going to just stay in a place that is not working?
I don't know why you're asking me this question.
Because if the APC is not working, if the APC are not doing a great job, then people will not join the APC. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, you think they're doing a good job? That's why a lot of people are.
And that is why people are joining the APC. Okay. I don't have a political party, but I do. I don't have a political party, but then I do believe in the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, because he do believe in the long run rather than just immediately. Okay. But Nigerians do just want to see instant impact. But then, coming down to the FCT minister again, if Dubai were not developed, it wouldn't be a tourist attraction. We are not just focusing on tourism right now, but then the FCT needs to be a more accommodating place for, tourists, for people that when they see our capital, they should know that, Nigeria is a country, because immediately you search Nigeria, they will show you Abuja. And if Abuja is like underdeveloped place, then I think it's a problem. So he do needs to focus on infrastructure.
Okay.
He needs to focus on that. Paramountly, he needs to focus on that.
More than education.
Not more than education.
We most likely drag this thing.
We are not doing division of labor here. You're forgetting that we have Minister of Education. We are forgetting that we have Minister of Health. You're forgetting that we have AMAC chairman.
We agree.
You're forgetting everything. You're just focusing more on him, because Nigerians tend to see faults in everyone who is doing something good for the country.
No. I don't think that's the narrative.
Okay.
I don't think that's the narrative, saying, Nigerians don't see good in what someone is doing. But we might as well drag this out. I understand you want to bring in tourists, but the people who live in the city that the tourists should visit are not living in good conditions. Do you know what rents are like in the FCT? Do you know what rents are like? Do you know what the housing situation in the FCT is like? We will go on a very short break and we will get back. And when we get back, we'll keep up this conversation. Please stay tuned.
Right.
Interesting.
Well done. Well done. Thank you very much.
Okay, we are okay. You guys are. You're not.
Hello viewers at home, this is D Olumighty and I'm here at the Masterminds Maiden Edition and our audition today. This is the platform where we give young mind kids from the ages of 7 to 17 the platform to express their feeling and to showcase their talent.
My name is Uzo Emanuela Arangua Kinsiko.
Sadiq Labron Abu.
Jessica Bensu. My name is Halima Dia.
Sarah Angela Achalaga. My name is Golden Aisha.
Special Sodimu. I'm Tarila. I am Paris Aban.
Just not Julie.
Let's go.
This was amazing.
It was splendid.
Mastermind.
Meet the men and women shaping the future of Nigeria. Get to know your representatives at the National Assembly. From lawmaking to constituency projects, we'll take you behind the scenes and inside the chambers of the Nigerian National Assembly. Learn about the bills they are championing, the challenges they are facing, and the impacts they are making in their constituencies. We'll also bring you closer to the people they are serving and the stories that shape their work. Join us on NAS Watch every Friday on Rapid Television at 7 p.m. So get informed, get engaged, and get to know the leaders shaping Nigeria's future.
Correro, your front row seat to the most pressing issues from the corridors of power to the heart of our communities. We bring you unfiltered insight, fearless journalism, and the conversations that matter. My name is Nacho Prince, and I invite you to this big conversation table as we analyze the top stories, ask the tough questions, and hold power to account. News that informs, analysis that empowers, debate that drives change. Correro, the big conversation, every weekday at 7 p.m. only on Rapid TV.
Are you missing out on interviews, music, entertainment, thought-provoking discussions, and more? Don't sweat it, man. We've got you covered. No matter where you are, be part of the action 24/7, online and live.
Cesar Radio.
On Facebook, it's Rapid FM Umahia. On Instagram, it's official Rapid FM. And on X, it is Rapid FM 965. Tune in to Rapid 96.5 FM or listen to us live on our website at www.rapidfm965.com or radiogarden.com. Better yet, get our mobile app from the Google Play Store. Catch the pulse of the Southeast on Rapid 96.5 FM, the sound of your city.
Hey, Oyanam, all Cesar Radio.
All right, welcome back and thanks for staying with us. You're still tuning into Rapid Dawn on Rapid TV, and we have been having amazing conversations with young parliamentarians. Right, just laughing. We have Honorable Akan Etienne, and we've had
Honorable Ridwan Baradi.
Okay, Honorable Ridwan Baradi. Thank you so much for joining us on the show today. Now, we have had conversations about you guys saying, "Oh, you guys don't know us. Nigerians don't know what the Youth Parliament does. We don't know that we represent, we take the bill." In fact, he said they stole
their glory.
He said they took their glory for the bill that, was initiated and was passed by them.
Yeah.
But do you think Nigerian parliamentarians have done enough to earn the respect of the people? That's the truth. Nigeria is a fearless system. You need to earn it to get it. In some other areas, though. But for you to gain the respect of the people, you need to earn it. They need to know beyond reasonable doubt that we can bank on these people. We can trust on what these people are doing. Now, so I'm talking about both you and the larger house. Do you think that you have done enough to earn the respect of Nigerians or the people? Or has the distance between the National Assembly and the ordinary citizens grown, like, too wide?
Okay, that's for me.
Yeah, you can answer the question.
Well, for the Nigerian Youth Parliament, within the structure that we are in, I can confidently say that we've done our best. So it is
your best the best?
Again, within the confines of the structure that we are in, it is the best. So the problem would be probably the fact that there's a I always speak on the communication gap. So the citizens don't know, even if you can't present it to them, citizens don't want to really follow through. Sometimes, not all the times. So for the larger house, I don't like to generalize. So there are 109 senators. If maybe 5 or 6 are not doing well, you can't necessarily say the entire Senate is not doing well. So where the problem has always been is the communication gap. So there's a communication gap from the citizens, there's a communication gap from the parliamentarians themselves. So there has to be a way to bridge the gap. By the time that probably happens, we would know that, because there's a lot that has gone on this 10th Senate. There's a lot that has gone on. Bills have been passed. Bills have been passed almost every 2 weeks. So there's a lot going on, but it's a communication gap. So people don't know. And even if you want to feed them that, they are more concerned about Insta-blog worthy snippets. So it is a
you will not
struggle.
reduce my people to that.
Not at all. You mentioned 2 bills that the youth Parliament passed in the administration of former President Muhammadu Buhari, right? But now, this is 2025. Let's establish, how long have you guys been in office?
4 months.
For 4 months now. Okay, so it is quite new. Are there bills that you're working on currently?
Well, bills is not just something that you wake up one morning and say, you want to pass this, you want to pass that. The members that are coming, when we're having our next plenary, that is when the members will come with the problems of their people. Then we see the bills that we can pass. For me, I'm still working with my people, with my team, on their problems and how I can see that we, improve the problems that they are facing. We make it turn to something they can rejoice on.
So you're a majority leader, right? Now let's establish, what does majority mean for you as a majority leader? Let's start from there. Then there's a follow-up question to that, but let's get to understand what majority means. Being a majority leader in the youth parliament.
What position? What position do you? What authority do you command?
In the parliament, we have the majority leader, we have the minority leader, the team, we have principal officers. In the Senate, we call it the Senate leader. The majority leader, I think, takes much of the work of the parliament. When they tell you that you're moving with the majority, then the problems of the majority is coming down on you. Then you see how you can, take it up to the speaker. But then the responsibility of the majority leader is quite much. And the majority leader is just someone who, can be closer to the people. The people can bring, the parliamentarians can bring their problems to him. And the majority leader is just someone who, how do I put it, you are in control of the house. You understand? You are the one in control of the house. Even when someone is moving motion, the majority, it has to.
So you are the Akpabio of the house.
No, I'm not the Akpabio.
We have a speaker.
Oh, you have a speaker.
Yes, we have a speaker. So I'm not the Akpabio of the house. So it has to come down. And even before it passed second reading or anything, the majority leader has to agree with it, and then it will
It
pass
scales
through.
through.
And then even when the plenary is being adjourned,
Yeah.
the majority leader has to be the one to adjourn the
The
plenary.
plenary.
If majority leader says the plenary cannot be adjourned, then you guys will stay there
You
till
still
tomorrow.
stay there.
So
Oh, nice.
that's just some of the few.
Of the few. All right, that's an amazing. Now, our time is fast spent.
It
We're
is.
just going to ask one concluding question, and this is about posterity. It's about legacy. At the end of the day, what legacy do you want to leave behind? Not just as politicians. You say you're not politicians.
In training.
In training, not just
Okay.
as parliamentarians who helped shape the lives of ordinary Nigerians. What legacy do you want to leave behind? So you both can answer the question.
Okay, I guess legacy to leave behind is a legacy of the fact that we tried our best to ensure that we moved for bills, we
Okay.
pushed bills or
Okay.
motions that led to the development of youth development, basically.
Okay.
Whether be it economical, be it social.
Mhm.
So anything that had to do with youth development within the framework of the Nigerian Youth Parliament, our legacy would be that we tried our very best to
Right.
ensure that we have a legacy bill that we
Okay.
push through.
Our vision that we're trying to achieve, as he said, is to keep a legacy and to champion the cause of Nigerian youth and
Okay.
to make sure that we do as much as possible to that this doesn't just end as a training, but then to make sure that we do something that has improved one or two people in Nigeria. Well, for me, I have done some. We have been able to render empowerment in Nasarawa State with the support of my state government, though, and the support of some NGOs. Because in this life, you have to open your wings, collaborations. You can't do anything without collaboration. They say teamwork makes dream work. So my dream is to make the livelihood of the average Nigerian good, and I'm using that teamwork to achieve that. We've been able to do the Discover the Woman in You program because I'm keen on female leadership. I do believe
Is that not just the easy way out?
I do believe in female leadership, and I do believe that the females are not trying to discover themselves, and they are not. And if you don't discover yourself, nobody will help you discover yourself. Because even the former president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, late President Muhammad Buhari, when he saw that the problem of Nigeria is quite much, he started coming with a slogan: "Change begins with me." The Nigerians should know that the change you are craving for has to come from you. So we did that program for our leaders to discover themselves. We did the Female Aspired Conference. We did some article writing competition for some students in Nasarawa State. And we, though I'm not more focused on just sharing food and food items, leadership is way beyond that. But we're able to help some people during the Ramadan. We're able to help some with one or two things they can use to feed their families. These are things that we have been doing, but that was why I told you the people I'm representing knows that I'm representing.
You're trying for them.
So you should come and I'll give you the name of your representative. Then we'll know if
he's working.
He's not working. And some people tend to say that I don't have the money, so I'll just go and sit at home. It doesn't work like that. You have to open your wings. This administration is really youth-centered. And we have a working minister. This is a young person. He's a young person, and he's very listening. He's someone that when you meet him and you're trying to greet him and you bow down, he'll tell you to leave his office. He doesn't accept that. He's very radical and he's very focused on his work rather than just staying there and focusing more on who will be loyal to him.
All right.
So this is the kind of administration we have in Nigeria right now.
Thank you so much for being a guest on Rapid On this morning. If you're just joining us, we have been hanging out with Honorable Ridwan Ahmed. He's the majority leader and member representing Nasarawa West, Nigerian Youth Parliament, Honorable Akan Edet ATNM. Thank you so much for your time on the show today.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And of course, this is where we draw the conclusion on today's conversation on the big story. We do hope that you've learned a thing or two from the young parliament. So we're hoping that, maybe in the nearest future, when they basically get into, the National Assembly, they can do what is necessary to be done and not just play the politics of the old, but bring in something new. Because Nigerians will hold you accountable.
Very important.
Very much accountable.
The politics of the old. Love it. Love it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here again. We cannot overemphasize gratitude. Remember, today's about showing love and gratitude.
Surely.
Go out there and tell someone that you love them and be grateful for how much they've contributed to your life. All right, to end the show, I want to remind you that we are live across social media platforms on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, and on X, which was formerly Twitter. It's Rapid TV. And on YouTube, it's at Official Rapid TV. You pretty much can rewatch all of our episodes right here in the studio at Official Rapid TV on YouTube. Yes, with a click, you can connect with us from anywhere in the world with our website, www.rbnradiotv.com. I am Martha Alu. See you tomorrow.
I'm Victor Ake.
Don't add it. Don't add it. See you guys tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Thank you.